Ladies, let me tell you something today, that men are hunters. That's the truth that most women overlook when it comes to love, dating, and marriage. Men are wired to chase, to pursue, to earn what they want. Wards, it's not arrogance, it's instinct. From the beginning of time, a man's nature has been to go after what he desires, to work for it, to fight for it, and to feel like he's earned it. Wards, the same instinct that made him hunt for food back in the day now shows up in how he goes after a woman. When a man truly wants you, he will pursue you. He will call, he will show up, he will make time. Wards, and he will not leave you guessing. When a man's heart is in it, you don't have to remind him to act right. He does it naturally because the chase brings him purpose. But here's the problem, Wards. Too many women have forgotten how to be the prize. They've forgotten that the power is not in chasing him, but in knowing how to be worth the chase. A man can't hunt what's already sitting in his lap. Wards. If you do all the chasing, all the proving, all the calling, all the texting, he doesn't get to feel like he earned anything. And if a man doesn't feel like he earned you, he won't value you. Wards. He might enjoy the attention, he might like the convenience, but he won't respect it the same way he respects what he had to work for. You see, when a man hunts, it's not just about catching something. Wards. It's about the thrill of the pursuit, the sense of achievement, the satisfaction that comes from knowing he went after something and got it. When you hand yourself over too easily, Wards, you rob him of that experience. You take away his sense of victory. And without that, he loses interest, not because he's cruel or careless, but because his nature is not being fulfilled. Wards. You can't force a man to stay where he didn't have to strive. You can't make him commit to something he didn't have to earn. The key is balance. You don't play hard to get to manipulate him. Wards. You do it because you understand your worth. You know that your time, your energy, and your love are valuable. You know that being with you is not something that should be taken lightly. Wards, a real man doesn't want something that comes without effort. He wants to feel proud that he got you. He wants to know he stood out from the crowd. He wants to know that your yes wasn't cheap. It was earned. Now let's get real. The modern world has confused a lot of people about this dynamic. Dating apps, instant messages, quick hookups. Everything feels rushed, disposable, temporary. Wards. Everyone wants connection without effort, love without patience, and commitment without consistency. But that's not how real attraction works. A man's heart doesn't open for what's easy. Wards. It opens for what's meaningful. When a woman carries herself with standards, when she doesn't jump at every message, when she makes a man show consistency before she invests, she activates something ancient in him, that instinct that says, this is worth fighting for. That's when the hunter wakes up. And listen, when a man truly wants you, nothing can stop him. Not distance, Wards, not time, not confusion. He will figure it out. He will make the effort. You won't have to chase him down. You won't have to beg for attention. Because when a man sees something rare, he knows it. Wards, he'll rearrange his life to make room for it. But if you keep chasing men who don't chase you back, you teach them how to treat you. Wards, you teach them that they can put in minimal effort and still keep your attention. And when you do that, you become another option instead of the one. A woman's power is not in the pursuit, it's in presence. Wards, it's in knowing who she is and what she deserves. The kind of woman who attracts a man's deepest respect is the one who doesn't need to chase validation because she already validates herself. Wards, she doesn't need to post every move to get noticed because her energy already draws attention. She doesn't settle for breadcrumbs because she knows she's the whole meal. That's what makes her magnetic. Wards, that's what makes her unforgettable. Now, when we talk about men being hunters, that doesn't mean you play games or act cold. No, this isn't about manipulation. It's about pacing. Wards. It's about allowing things to unfold naturally. You don't have to respond to every text within 5 seconds. You don't have to over-explain your worth. You show it through your actions. Wards. You show it through your confidence, your boundaries, your consistency. That's what keeps a man's attention, not your availability, but your value. You have to understand that men respect effort, Wards, but they respect even more what challenges them to be better. When you hold yourself to a standard, you challenge him to rise. You're not saying, prove yourself to me. You're saying, I know my worth. Meet me there. And when a man has genuine interest, he will rise. He'll start thinking differently. He'll plan, he'll invest, he'll communicate with purpose. Rewards, because you've awakened something inside him. The desire to protect, to provide, to pursue. There's nothing wrong with letting a man lead in pursuit as long as you lead in value. Rewards. You don't have to play small to make him comfortable. You don't have to downplay your power to make him feel important. A real man doesn't feel threatened by a woman who knows what she brings. Rewards. He's inspired by her. He steps up because he knows he's found something rare. A woman who's not afraid to be strong, graceful, and wise all at once. Let's be clear though. Rewards. Being the prize doesn't mean being entitled or arrogant. It means you honor yourself enough to know what you deserve. You don't hand over your energy to someone who's not showing up. Rewards. You don't beg for love from someone who's confused. You don't keep chasing potential hoping it'll turn into commitment. You give your time only where it's reciprocated. That's not ego. Rewards. That's emotional intelligence. When you understand this truth, you stop trying to convince people to see your worth. You stop fighting for space in someone's life who doesn't make room for you. Rewards. You stop crying over temporary people. You realize that your energy is precious. You realize that when you pull back your attention, a man either steps up or disappears. And either outcome is good for you. Rewards. Because the one who steps up is ready. The one who disappears just saved you time. Men are hunters, but they're also observant. They can sense when a woman is desperate for attention. Rewards. They can feel when a woman is trying too hard. And that doesn't attract them. It overwhelms them. What draws them in is confidence mixed with mystery. It's that energy that says, I'm not waiting for you. Rewards. I'm living my life, and if you want to be part of it, show me why you deserve to be here. That kind of confidence doesn't come from playing games. It comes from knowing that you are enough. Rewards, with or without him, and don't get it twisted. You can be sweet and still have standards. You can be loving and still have boundaries. You can be kind and still say no. Rewards, that balance is what makes a woman powerful. When you combine warmth with wisdom, when you mix grace with strength, you become the woman every man respects. He may be drawn to others, but he invests in you because you give him something that others can't. Peace, depth, challenge, and admiration. Men don't fall for perfection, they fall for presence. Rewards. They fall for a woman who knows how to listen without judgment, who communicates with honesty, who holds her own without competition. Rewards. They fall for the woman who doesn't try to fix them but believes in their potential. They fall for the one who doesn't chase but invites. They fall for the one who makes them feel that being with her is an honor, not an obligation. So stop overthinking his every move. Stop overanalyzing why he didn't text first. Rewards. Stop wondering if you did something wrong because he's distant. You're not supposed to chase his silence. You're supposed to protect your peace. If he wants you, he'll show it. If he values you, rewards, you'll know it. If he's not pursuing, stop pursuing for both of you. Because when you remove your effort, his true intentions reveal themselves. When you carry yourself with confidence, a man sees it. Rewards. When you set boundaries, a man feels it. When you walk away instead of begging for attention, a man remembers it. And that's how you earn real respect. You teach him that you are not one of the many. Rewards. You are one of a kind. You teach him that you are not replaceable. You teach him that if he wants you, he must show up as a man worthy of your presence. Rewards. And when you meet the right one, the one who's not afraid to pursue, not afraid to love, not afraid to commit, you won't have to question it. His actions will be consistent. Rewards. His words will match his effort. His pursuit will be intentional. He'll make you feel chosen, not tolerated. He'll give you peace, not confusion. He'll show you that love doesn't need to be chased when it's real. So remember this. Men are hunters, but the prize defines the pursuit. When you know your value, you don't chase. You attract. Rewards. You don't beg. You inspire. You don't settle. You select. And the man who recognizes your worth will never stop chasing you, not because he has to, but because he wants to wards. Because you're not just another woman, you're the one. That's how you become unforgettable. That's how you become the kind of woman a man will pursue, protect, and never take for granted. Words. A man values what he had to work for, not what was handed to him. Because deep within the heart of every man lies a sense of pursuit that defines his identity. Wards. The act of working for something shapes his respect for it. And when it comes to relationships, this truth becomes even clearer. When a man has to put an effort to earn your attention, to gain your trust, to prove his intentions, he develops a deeper connection to you. Because the value of what he earns becomes tied to the energy he invests. When something comes easily, it often goes easily too. The chase rewards, the challenge, the journey, those are the elements that awaken his natural instinct to protect, to commit, to cherish. When you make a man work for your love, you are not playing games. Wards. You are teaching him how to appreciate the difference between desire and value, between wanting and earning. A man must see your worth reflected in the standard you hold for yourself. Wards. Because if you don't set a standard, he will create one for you, and it might not honor your value. When you know who you are and what you deserve, you naturally demand respect without ever asking for it. And the man who truly sees you will step up, not because you begged him to, but because he feels that to have you in his life, he must rise to your level. Effort creates emotional investment. Every text he sends, every moment he waits, every plan he makes, every step he takes toward you makes him care more about keeping what he has built. People don't respect what they get for free. They respect what they sweat for. So when a man has to earn your attention, he becomes emotionally tied to that effort. He starts to see you not as an option, but as a priority. And that shift changes everything. Wards. A woman who gives her heart too quickly becomes easy to overlook. Not because she isn't worthy, but because she didn't allow the process of pursuit to deepen his understanding of her values. When a man chases a goal, he becomes focused, determined, passionate. But when that goal no longer challenges him, he moves on. That's human nature. It's not cruelty. It's psychology. That's why the most powerful thing a woman can do is stand in her worth. Not by playing hard to get, but by being hard to forget. Because her self-respect radiates a kind of beauty that effort can't fake. Wards. When you carry yourself with dignity, you become a mirror that reflects a man's character. If he's real, he'll step up. If he's not, he'll step away. And both outcomes are a win. Wards. Because you never lose when you stay true to your value. A man's heart is wired to conquer, but his soul is wired to connect. And when those two meet through genuine effort, that's when lasting love begins. Wards, the work he puts in teaches him appreciation. And the appreciation he feels turns into protection. He protects what he values. He values what he earned. The same way a man takes pride in his success, his career, his home, his dreams. He takes pride in the woman who required him to show up as his best self before giving her heart. When you give too much too soon, you rob him of that pride. Wards. And when you let him earn you, you give him purpose. Purpose turns a casual connection into a committed pursuit. Men are not afraid of effort. They are afraid of wasting it. Wards. So when they know their energy is building something real, they go all in. The relationship becomes a reflection of mutual respect because both people have invested something into it. Wards. The moment a man realizes he had to grow to have you, he will fight to keep you. He will see you not as a possession, but as a partnership. He will admire you for making him a better version of himself. Wards. And that's the kind of love that lasts because it's built on effort, not entitlement. There is power in patience. When you take your time to allow someone to show who they truly are, wards, you see their intentions, their consistency, their willingness to follow through. Anyone can start strong, but only the genuine ones stay steady. Wards. And the man who had to earn your love understands that keeping it requires continuous effort. He doesn't become lazy in love because he remembers how hard it was to win it. And he never takes it for granted. Wards. When a man truly values you, he doesn't see your standards as a wall. He sees them as a gate, a path he must walk with respect and integrity. He understands that your boundaries are not barriers. Wards. They are protection for both of you. The way you carry yourself teaches him how to treat you. And the energy you allow sets the tone for how he loves you. Wards. He learns to appreciate your no because it makes your yes more meaningful. The truth is, people only rise to the level of what you require. And if you make yourself too available too soon, wards, they stop reaching because they've already arrived without earning the journey. Men value what they invest in. So give him something worth investing in: your peace, your confidence, your passions, your grace, your growth. The things that make you glow from the inside out are what attract a man with substance to pursue you. Not out of ego, but out of admiration. Wards. Because effort filters out the weak intentions. The ones who just want the thrill of the chase will disappear when the chase requires consistency. And that's good, because it makes space for the man who's chasing you for real connection, not for conquest. When you let him earn you, you protect yourself from temporary attention disguised as love. Wards. Because a man who truly wants you will not get tired. He will get inspired by the journey toward you. And that's when you see the difference between a boy who plays and a man who plans. Wards, the man who values you will remember how it felt to wait for your reply, to plan that date, to see you smile, to feel like he earned your time. Wards. And he will never want to lose that feeling because it keeps him grounded. It reminds him of your worth and his own growth. He becomes proud of the story of how he won you, not because of ego, but because it's a reflection of his effort and your grace. He values you because you never lowered your standards to meet him. You inspired him to rise and meet you. Wards. And that's the kind of love that builds empires. Love that begins in effort lasts because it's rooted in growth. It teaches both people that the best things in life require time, patience, and work. It shows that respect and attraction are not opposites. They are partners. Because real love doesn't ask for less, it asks for more growth, more honesty, more purpose, more commitment. Wards. When a man values what he worked for, he doesn't run when things get hard. He remembers what it took to get there. And that memory keeps him steady through the storms. When he looks at you, wards, he doesn't see convenience. He sees commitment. And when he speaks to you, he doesn't talk out of habit. He talks out of gratitude for the woman who made him earn the privilege of being in her life. Because the love that's earned is never forgotten. It becomes a legacy inside the heart that worked for it. Every moment of effort becomes a reason to stay. Every sacrifice becomes a symbol of devotion. Wards. Every challenge becomes proof that it's worth it. When a man has to work for your heart, he builds his own character along the way. He learns patience, empathy, respect, and the true meaning of love. Wards. That's why the effort matters. Not because you want to make him chase, but because you want him to grow. And the love that grows through effort is the love that stands the test of time. When he looks back, he'll know he didn't just find you, he earned you. And that difference will define the way he treats you forever. Because a man never forgets the woman who made him become a better man just to deserve her love. And that is why a man values what he had to work for, not what was handed to him. Because effort builds meaning. Meaning builds connection, and connection builds forever.